What's up, y'all? It is Jamba back with another video. Um, my apartment is cold, y'all. So, um, thoughts. Chick says women shouldn't ask men to pay their bills if they're not bringing anything to the table. The old bringing something to the table conversation. Okay. I expect this to be relatively short. Yeah, this is the minute's only a minute and a half. Do I agree with the title? I guess so far, yes. I think paying a woman's bills, um, initially, I think it's a pretty big ask. I know that there are some women who are in a position where they can get a man to pay their bills, and if that works for that women, for those women and those men, then then more power to you. But those of us mere mortals over here, I don't. I'm not going to say that that's necessarily a I think that's a pretty big ask. I think it's a little bit based in some entitlement, just a little bit. But let's hear what this woman has to say. I haven't seen this video before. I'm going to try not to pause it as much, but I'm gonna try.
For everyone. You don't get to
Oh,
tell a
oh,
man to
oh,
pick.
oh. Rewind because it started a little sooner.
It's not for everyone. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when you don't bring nothing to the table. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when all you do.
I paused it. Well, the commodity that all women have is, that they're a woman. And if she's attractive, then I guess you could say that beauty is a commodity. So, you know, now is a woman's beauty and just her being a woman enough for a man to warrant him paying a bill? For some men, sure. But I think there's other things that women can bring that I'm not gonna say that can warrant him paying for your bill, but that can. But I think that I mean, what a lot of men are kind of. I know somebody like me. Well, I think that a lot of men are just want a woman who can kind of just kind of just add value. I think that as long as both parties are adding value, it doesn't have to be super mutual and equal, but just really adding value. And I think that some women need to, like, the women who are going to say, okay, I want a man to pay my bills and all that and to provide, and I'm going to go with this whole kind of pseudo gold diggery kind of like soft girl lifestyle. I think that you need to kind of hone in on what are the subtle ways in which you can add value to a man's life besides you looking pretty and having a you know um you know you know so I'm trying not to be vulgar here. um so yeah, I mean, let's dig more into this.
Do is sleep and do your makeup and shower 4 times a week. You don't get to pick a bill
four
when your ass
four times a week. Oh Lord.
don't go to the gym. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when you aren't top notch.
I do think it's weird if you are, listen, ladies, just saying, I'm just asking. Look, just like ladies, how y'all can say, and I can agree with you, it's weird for a man to say, I want a traditional wife, but I work part-time at Foot Locker. He wants a traditional woman who's going to cook and clean, but he works part-time at Foot Locker and then part-time at the warehouse or at Food for Less or something. And he's only making a relatively okay amount of money for maybe his age, but let's be honest, like, it's still not very good. Even if you're working a couple part-time jobs, even some full-time jobs, if you're like, in the same way that you can look at a man who's not making that much money and be like, you wanting a man who is traditional is absurd. I also think that it's equally as absurd if a woman isn't taking great care of herself in the fitness department, yet she wants those outcomes in a man. I think that's fair to say.
And to be top notch is not birth given looks, it's applied effort. To be top notch means you get your ass up and you work and you get your own bag first.
Now that's where I disagree with her. It's not about being quote unquote top notch and getting your own bag, because I'm gonna be honest, ladies, most men don't benefit when you quote unquote get your bag. I've even dated. I might have mentioned this. I've dated women, quite a number of women who made more than me. They might as well have worked at Denny's on the weekends. Like these women might as well have been unemployed, because if they, even if they did make good money, I more times than not didn't wasn't I didn't benefit too much really off of that. Now, maybe you could say, well, those men just didn't like you very much, and that could very well be the case. Um, but more times than not, it's like this whole thing of like a man's money is her money, and her money is also her money. So she even has the wrong idea, in my opinion. It's not about you making your bag being making you top notch. It's like things like, the intangibles, such as like your character, such as you being kind, you being good with people, good with me, good with kids, not even just our kids, but just, there's I mean, this is not even about like you wanting kids or being motherly, but I mean, there are some people, and even just women, who don't like kids, and that's kind of off-putting to me. Like, a person who doesn't like kids to me is very off-putting. um I think that's like kind of weird. And a lot of, I've come across a number of women who kind of freely say it as if it's like this quirky thing. I don't know. Like, if a man walked around talking about, man, I fucking hate babies, it's kind of weird. But anyways, just being supportive. I mean, like, like a woman, like for what I do, if you're a good at organizing, is like, hey, like, just there's ways besides just the money thing in which you can be a top-notch woman. I think we need to let's stop being so shallow and just looking at how much money you make and how big your titties are. I think that there's a lot more like intangibles there that men value, that women can do to kind of get the man that they want. And just like how men focus on the intangibles, we do that quite a bit. It may not seem like it. Um, but yeah, ladies, it's not about your bag.
To tell a man to pick a bill is like,
Hold on,
a
let's rewind.
applied effort. To be top notch means you get your ass up and you work and you get your own bag first. To tell a man to pick a bill is like, hey, I got this shit under control over here. Everything on my end is good. So if you want to come eat where it's good, if you want to come be where it's good, you got to pick a bill. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill if you're a broke woman, if you're a lazy woman.
I think just even the idea of picking a bill, I just think it's silly. I think that it makes sense for a man to pay your bill once you're in some sort of a more solidified situation. And I don't even think that a relationship is even that point, because a relationship is just simply us still getting to know each other, dating, but have it, but our lives are not yet solidified into something solid like a marriage. So I don't even necessarily believe in paying the bills as a man unless you're fiance slash married. I even think in a relationship, it should still be you're still taking care of your bills. And then sure, if you need help, like if I'm dating a woman and it's like, oh man, like I just, I'm really struggling because I don't have my phone bill or my car, I got into an accident, then yeah, absolutely, absolutely, I'm going to, cover that or help her out or whatever. Like that's no question. And most men, I think, would do that, right? I just think this whole notion of, because there are women who want their bills and want stuff paid before a relationship occurs. There's some women who want their stuff paid even before a first date, So that's when I'm like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So
If your mentality is trash, you can't hold a conversation because you don't read books. I'm going to say it in every video. You ain't ever read a book. You don't get to tell a man to pick a bill when
you got to read more, people, and just not just women. I mean, fellas, like, look, shit, I got to read more. I mean, I read my Bible ever so often, but I need to read like other books as well. So I'm not gonna just sit here and say y'all niggas gotta read when I need to read more. We all need to read. A lot of us do need to read more and expand our minds and have, expand different ideas and seek knowledge. Right? And ladies, look, it's actually relatively easy to impress a man, ladies. If you say, hey, I love to read and I like to read autobiographies. I like to read mystery novels. I mean, guys, we do like it when y'all have different hobbies besides the so-called stereotypical hobbies. So, a hobbies for a man is can, like, here's the thing, ladies, like there are rarely, and fellas, if I'm wrong, let me know, right? There's rarely any hobbies that we can hear from y'all that would be a turnoff versus the hobbies that y'all can hear from us that will be a turnoff. If so, for example, right? So if you heard, hey, if a dude tells a woman, I like to play Dungeons and Dragons every other day with my friends down at the magic store, that might be a turnoff. Not to all of y'all, but it might be for some of y'all. That y'all might think that's weird. If a woman were to say that, even if we think it's weird, it wouldn't be a turnoff. We would just tell our friends, "Oh yeah, I'm dating this girl. She's attractive and she likes D&D, which is like quirky, but it's different. I never met a girl who's been into D. Like we wouldn't look at it like as like a bad thing, Now, even when y'all are into like like the rocks and the zodiac signs and astrology, even when y'all into like most men, a lot of men aren't into that, but we don't, it's not a knock against y'all when y'all are into those things, even if it's the shows that y'all watch. I mean, so having different hobbies, ladies, is is nice because it differentiates y'all from the all the other women. Whereas for a guy, there's about a 50-50 chance, depending upon that hobby. I mean, sure, if like I'm trying to think of like a hobby, like another thing that's not like super geeky that y'all might, I don't know. I mean, there are some hobbies that are turnoffs to women, like hunting. Hunting's a good one. There are like a lot of women apparently are turned off by guys who like to hunt and like fish and like 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 there was this whole. I remember I was at a job and my boss used to get upset because she would always come across dudes on her dating apps who held up fish. Like that was like a whole thing, right? So even like something like hunting, like most guys will not be turned off if a woman like to fish or like to hunt. So, that being said, ladies, engage in different activities, read books, explore, have different hobbies. And usually that guy will look at it more times than not like it's a positive. So, anyways,
when your wallet is flat. You need to pick a bill yourself first. Pick a bill is for women who got their shit together and they don't want no man wasting their time.
how about I don't think pick a bill is even for those women either, because if you got your shit together, then why would he need to pick a bill in the first place?
Me. Don't come over here thinking that you can come enjoy the fruits of my labor and not pick a bill. Pick a bill is for the bill payers.
Okay, this girl, I'm gonna conclude the video, then I'm gonna say because my computer is about to die.
Who do not want somebody to come leech. Not for the broke women who don't have nothing but a peach.
Okay. This girl's mentality is also just as fucked up as the women that she's criticizing. Women who got their shit together, it makes less sense for those women to ask a man to pick a bill because they got their shit together. It actually will make more sense for a woman who doesn't have her shit together if how much okay, I got 5%. So let me try to say my piece before this thing dies. If a woman is broke, but she's kind, she's she's nice and feminine and she is looks good and is in good shape and just I don't know, like loving and affectionate and she has all these other traits, but she's just broke. I It makes more sense for her to ask a man to inquire that a man helps pay her bill than a woman who thinks she's the shit, is a little kind of arrogant and a little super confident, but kind of on like the arrogant side. And okay, she gets her nails done, but it's like she kind of just thinks that she's better than people, but she does super well for herself. And her asking me to contribute, like I'd rather, me personally, I'd rather pay the bill for the woman who's has all the other intangibles but doesn't have the bank account than a woman who doesn't have those intangibles that I like, but has a good, like, it just doesn't. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even her mentality, in my opinion, is warped. So, anyways, yeah, 14, 15 minutes. I wanted to make this real. Wasn't a quick video, but yeah, that's my thoughts on this. What do you think about this video? I'm gonna press the stop button on this thing. Yeah, I think I'm a little groggy. I think I'm off my game on this video, to be honest with you. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, you know the drill.